On today's episode of i-Dentity, the graceful and dynamic Phindile Dlamini tells us about her life journey. We head to Pretoria to check out the passion play Jesus the Crucified. We bring you a helpful time management app in our What's Happening segment. We also review a movie that takes us through the life and death of Jesus Christ. Then we wrap up the show with the talented Jessie Clegg.
I am an individual with an imagination. My inner faith illuminates innovations. In a space with infinite inspiration, I was born free from all incarceration. Incredible, living infallibly, intelligent, outshine with my inner being. This is me, impeccable as ever been. I am you, you are me. This is my identity.
It's 11 a.m. on a Sunday morning, and that means it's time for i-Dentity, the multi-faith youth show that caters for your spiritual needs. Right here on SABC1, Mzansi for sure. I'm your host, Mpumi Mbete. Today is Easter Sunday, a holiday that is celebrated all over the world by Christians. It commemorates the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ and his ascension into heaven. Sifisela bonke bazalwane lenhle nalebusisekile iphasika. Nelson Mandela once said, "Let freedom reign. The sun never set on so glorious a human achievement." Kulena nyanga yamabasa, leli vekati libungata minyaka lemashumi lamabili embuso wenzandvo yelinyendi. Kusikhatsi lapho sibuka khona kutfutfuka kwalo leli vekati solo kwaphela umbuso welubandlululo. Asibambaneni sibe yimbumba sigubhe inkululeko yalelive. Siphindze sisebentele likusasa leNingizimu Afrika lengcono. Time now to unwind with your cup of coffee and snuggle up on your couch. Here's our guest for today. Phindile Dlamini is anything but ordinary. Lotsatse washiya msebenzi wakhe kulandzela liphupho lakhe futhi azange abuka ngisho nasemuva. In 2011, she started Gracefully Consulting, a service-based company that delivers first-class service to its clients and also attends to the social needs of the community. Phindile is determined to ensure that young people learn to believe in themselves and their capabilities. Lomuhla utohlangana nami athi kungixoxela nje kancane ngemsebenzi wakhe nekuthi yini lemkhutsatako. Phindile, siyakwemukela ku-i-Dentity sis.
Ngiyabonga sis.
Kunjani?
Ngiyaphila njani?
Ngiyaphila. You welcome to have a cupcake.
Thank you.
Asongitshele ukuthi Phindile ubuya kuphi, ukhulele kuphi?
Well, sis Mpumi, mina I'm born and bred in Soweto. Both parents are from there. I grew up in the dusty streets of Epimville Zone 3, and that has been what has shaped me to who I am today.
Mawusakhula nje in Soweto wawufisa kuba yini?
Sure, angazi bengifisa ukube izinto eziningi kakhulu kodwa for me more than anything bengazi ukuthi ngifuna ukusebenza nabantu. Ngifuna ukuncedisa abantu and I want to build a better future for myself than where I came from.
And you started working in a corporate environment. What are some of the things that you thought were missing in that environment?
Well, I started off in a corporate environment. What was missing for me was that I think you need to know who you are as a person. So I was there to learn, I was there to grow, I was there to harness my skills and get a better understanding ukuthi mina ngifunani ngempilo yami.
You're still young, and I'd say you're still finding your way, but you decided ukuthi ngiyashiya la, I'm going to start my own company.
For sure. I think more than anything, it was at that point when I discovered what it is that I wanted to do with my life. And more than anything, I wanted to make sure that I leave my mark by the time I leave this earth.
I think your name, the name of the company leaves a mark. Tell me about Gracefully Consulting.
Wow. So Gracefully Consulting started in 2011, as you said. And what we do is we help people to empower themselves. We say that we want to remain relevant in addressing social challenges that people face every single day. And we do this through working with community development projects on the ground in the townships in and around Johannesburg. And we also work with corporates. And most importantly, we make sure that government comes to the party as well.
But why the name Gracefully Consulting?
We believe that we continue to exist because of God's grace. And the work that we do is really about transforming people's lives and helping them see a future for themselves as well.
That brings me to my next question. Let's talk about spirituality and what role does God play in your life?
God plays a huge role in my life. Futhi mina ngimbiza ukuthi ubaba wami. That I speak to on a daily basis, on an hourly basis. I have a very direct line to him. And he's my Lord and Savior, and through him I'm still standing.
Usebenza nebantu labasha and siyati ukuthi bantu labasha babukene nema challenges labakhula khona. What are some of the challenges that you've seen young people go through?
I think right now young people are really going through a huge challenge of identity. They don't know who they are or where they're going, and more than anything, for me, that's where it starts. This is what I stand for, this is what my family stands for as well, and therefore I am rooted in that. So for me, I believe that it starts with grounding, rooting, and once you know then the sky is the limit, because you get to determine
So that would be your definition of what an identity is.
Yeah, most definitely, because I always also say that don't let your circumstances be a reason for you not to succeed. You aren't a victim of your circumstances. They should shape and harness who you are as a person, make you stronger in spirit, and help you fly.
You have sat on the board, or still sit on the board, of very big organizations, well-known organizations. How does that impact your life?
It impacts it in many different ways, but really significantly in helping me harness my professional skills. I'm exposed to incredible women, incredible young people, and incredible men as well, who are making great strides in their industries, and more than anything, who know what they're doing, who have gotten there through hard work and effort. And for me, is seeing people getting somewhere through effort and not just appearing as if it's easy.
Pindile, we're celebrating 20 years of democracy. What does that freedom mean to you?
Sure. The freedom for me means that as young people, we need to be more active in the direction of where this country is going. I think there's been a lot of people who have sacrificed for us to be where we are today as a nation. I believe that we need to begin to embrace each other in our diversity and come together in addressing the challenges. I think that's where, as young people, we can make the difference, is to bring about different ways to address solutions, as opposed to just dwelling on the challenges that we all know are there and continue to exist.
You sound so optimistic about life.
But you need to be.
What are you most grateful for when you wake up in the morning? What is the one thing that you say, I'm thankful for?
Through and through, my family. I think I'm very blessed to come from a family who is loving, who is caring, and more than anything is supportive.
Yes. Well, I want to play a song game with you. From all that serious talk to
Listening
to test vocal skills here. So finish off the song. You don't come around
to see me in the week.
Just that. Okay, now you need to guess the artist.
Okay.
He wrote the song Candle in the Wind for the late Princess Diana.
Elton John?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, finish off this song. I love you, Daddy. Ba ba bum.
Oh, Daddy.
Oh, parts of it, yeah. And she says, fly away, my heart, don't despair.
The world is full of joy.
Yay. Yeah, this was probably like their first song. Finish off this one. Although we've come
to the end of the road.
There's an old song. You can sing along. Yeah, Joma Fel.
Ish.
Gongo Mamed.
Gongo.
Yeah, that one. Finish off this very famous song. 20 years of democracy right there. Pindile, thank you so much for coming to Identity.
It's only a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
And we wish you all the best. Thank you. We hope that Pindile's strength is renewed as she continues to give a part of herself in everything she does. When we return, we check out how it's possible to use one's talent to become the hands and feet of Jesus.
This is my identity. This is my identity.
Ngiphinze ngikwemukele usabukele i-Identity. Mina ngingimpumi Mbethe. With this being Easter Sunday, we thought it fitting to feature a local play that focuses on the life of Jesus Christ. Let's head down to Pretoria to meet the cast of Jesus the Crucified and find out what it takes to put a play of that caliber together.
This is my identity.
The message of the play is most definitely the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. As Christians believe, the Son of God, He sent His Son to earth so that His Son could be crucified for the sins of others. And this is the message of Easter. And that is what we want to bring about. Instead of people only having Easter with Easter bunnies and chocolate bunnies, and let them also remember what the actual message is of Easter.
If you think about it, all religions, they have something central. If you ask the Buddhists, they would put the statue of Buddha in the center. If you ask the Hindus, they would do something similar. If I ask what is central to Christianity, it's obviously the cross. And so the crucifixion of Jesus, the whole Easter story, is for me totally the central story, to convey what is God's plan and purpose for all of us. And for me, that is what this play is all about.
Tell us if you are the Son of God.
The time of that we are in now, Easter time, is for me the most beautiful time of Christianity. And it's a time that Christians all over the world use to walk with Jesus as He journeys towards the cross. And some people, they refrain from drinking coffee or eating meat or whatever, just some symbol of, I am now walking in the footsteps of Jesus. And I think that's a wonderful discipline during this time of year.
He's a very bad man. I've taught in synagogues and temple courts where all the Jewish people are gathered. I've said nothing in secret.
Playing this role definitely did help me in terms of getting closer to the source and getting closer to the Creator. Because during the part of the research, that's when you find out more about the stuff that you didn't even know. And in that process, you get to realize the kind of man that Jesus was and what He stood for and the kind of message that He brought out.
If I've spoken correctly,
the writing was based on the Roman Catholics' 14 stations of the Via Dolorosa. The Via Dolorosa being the way of sorrow. In other words, the route that Jesus walked to Golgotha. So the Roman Catholic Church has got 14 stations that inspired.
For us, it's so important to really make the message of Jesus as the crucified and resurrected Lord, to really make sure that it communicates to our time as well. So it's a fine balance between the history of what happened really and to sort of make sure it also communicates. And that's why we try to use different spaces in our environment, in our church setting, to make sure that people really understand what it's all about.
I think it's a show with a difference. It's not only a theatre production or only an outside production, it is both. So what people can expect is to be really part of the whole cast. And they will come and they will mingle and they will be very close to the actors.
I cannot find this man guilty.
From the Last Supper where we start, the audience will be closed. They share Holy Communion with the full cast. After that, we start with the trials. The audience travel with us to all the trials that Jesus went through. And then on the Via Dolorosa until we get to Golgotha. All the way we walk and all the way the audience will accompany the cast.
For us in South Africa, I think it's important to visually see it. And for me, the medium of a stage production is even stronger than television because you can partake in the whole process. You can be part of the crowds as they whip Jesus and sort of make what happens to Jesus part of your own story.
So the gospel choir has been a part of putting together the show, coming with the music, the songs, and also organizing the overall music of this program.
Where is your son? Look, where is your mother?
what drew me to the play was that it's a good story to tell, and it was a challenge for me as an actor, and it was a challenge in a way that I had to go do research about the part that I was playing and learn a bit more about Jesus Christ and the path that he walked when he was still here on earth. And I think people will go home and sit down and think about themselves, do some introspection after watching the show, because it's a really big journey.
We think that people should also be aware of the real meaning of Easter, meaning Christ, his crucifixion, and be reminded of it. And I think that is why we would like to do the Passion Play with the audience so close, walking so close with us all the way. That involves them and it makes them so much more aware of the meaning of Easter, seeing it and being reminded this is what Easter is really all about.
We lay him into the tomb.
This is my identity.
Certainly a story that is imbued with the essence of Easter. We commend this team of individuals for their dedication in spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ. Expect similar stories from the cultural and art scenes on future editions of i-Dentity. When we return, we check out an app that will help you manage your life better. And we continue this Easter spirit as we review a movie that takes us through the life and miracles of Jesus Christ on earth. Ungayinzawo, siyabuyanya.
This is my identity. This is my identity.
Welcome back to the hippest multi-faith youth show in the country, i-Dentity. If you have just joined us, you missed out on an exciting interview with Phindile Dlamini of Gracefully Consulting. And in the spirit of Easter, we also got to see what it means to use one's talent to spread the message of Jesus Christ. It's time now to take out your smart devices and get connected. Let's check out our What's Happening segment. Kulesikhathi lesesiphila kuso nyalo yonke into iyashesha. Lokhu kwenda ukuthi kube madima kukhumbula konke lekufude ukuthi sikwende. Today's app will help you manage your tasks better. It's called Busy Me. Busy Me is a time management app that helps you run your busy life. It automatically sets your device to vibrate or silent during your scheduled meetings, classwork, movies, or any event that you have set on your Google Calendar. And then it returns the ringer back to normal when the event has passed. The key features of the app include the inbox, where you can write up messages to yourself as reminders, task lists, which gives you different categories such as personal and work-related folders, as well as the option to add your own folders. Also included is a context option, which features your personal email as well as errands you need to run, be it a complex project or anything as simple as getting the groceries. It also has the calendar, which gives you the option to plan your life months ahead of time, and will remind you when the appointment comes. Busy Me helps you organize tasks any way your mind sees it, can sync your tasks between multiple devices, and also has a geographic locator that reminds you of a task when you are in that specific area. Busy Me is the perfect app for helping you stay on top of your deadlines and appointments. Download it today and start managing your life in a more efficient way. While we enjoy the Easter weekend, it's also important to remember why these days are sacred. Today we check out the movie Son of God, which is based on the life and times of Jesus Christ.
Do you need help?
There's nothing to help with.
What are you doing?
Going fishing.
I'm telling you, there's no fish out there.
Son of God depicts the life of Jesus Christ from his birth to the gathering of his followers through his journey in Jerusalem and all the miracles that he performed along the way. The movie begins with a narration by John, the last surviving disciple of Christ, who has been exiled since Jesus' crucifixion. He is recalling the phenomenal days when he walked with Christ, when he spoke with him and ate with him, when he watched him die and saw him rise again.
Your hunger for righteousness will be filled through me.
The movie reflects biblical truths and it also honors the beliefs of Christian traditions. Son of God takes the life of Jesus Christ and delivers it in a rich and detailed way. The human factor in the life of Jesus is what makes Christians feel closer and more connected to him. Son of God is more than a movie, it is a movement. The story of Jesus Christ is taken from the Bible straight to the screen. It is both truthful and entertaining. So if you are looking for a good Christian movie this Easter, then Son of God is definitely a must-see. Catch it at your nearest cinema today.
I am coming soon.
In Zulu they say umuntu ngumuntu ngabantu. Nathi la ku-i-Dentity siyati ukuthi asingi lutho ngephandle kwakho. We thank you for your continued support and love, and we promise to keep bringing you stories that will enrich your lives. Tomorrow, the Baha'i community will be celebrating Ridvan, which is a 12-day Baha'i festival that commences on the 21st of April until the 2nd of May. In that time, Baha'is around the world will celebrate Baha'u'llah's public declaration of his mission, an event which took place on the eve of his departure from Baghdad to Constantinople. We wish the Baha'i community a very happy Ridvan. The show may be over for today, but that doesn't mean that the communication is over too. You can follow us on Twitter. Our handle is @i-Dentity TV Show. And you can catch us on Facebook. Search for the i-Dentity TV Show page. You can also find us on Instagram. i-Dentity TV Show is our profile name. And lastly, you can drop us an email at identitytvshow@gmail.com. Mahatma Gandhi said freedom is not worth having if it does not include the freedom to make mistakes. As we celebrate 20 years of democracy, let us continue to celebrate the freedom that has been afforded to us by grabbing every opportunity and growing as a nation. Until we meet again, keep praying, keep believing, and keep giving whenever you can. From me, Mbumi, and the i-Dentity team, we wish you a very blessed day and a prosperous week ahead. We leave you with the sounds of Jesse Clegg and his song, Black and White. Goodbye.